to our Week 2 review of LearnKey Microsoft Excel 2019, Session 2, Manage Data Cells and Ranges. Today, I will demonstrate to you how to complete the post-assessment from Session 2. Let's get started. After you log into your LearnKey, click on Manage Data Cells and Ranges. As a recap, in order to get your full credit for the assignment, you will need to have 100% completion, in addition to 100% on your post-assessment. One more time, you would watch the videos, complete the exercise labs. The student workbook and follow along files, you simply had to click on it and it would give you a green check mark, and click on follow along and it would give you a green check mark. That's the only thing you had to do. So now let me go ahead and demonstrate to you how to get 100% on the post-assessment for Session 2, Manage Data Cells and Ranges. Make sure you click on Open, and the post-assessment will load. Let's get started. Number 1, in cell F3, add a line-based spark line that plots the categories for the Clearwater location. Okay, so let's go to cell F3. What you will do is you will click on the Insert tab, and in the Spark Lines group, click on Line. You will get a pop-up box. You will have to choose your data range. Click on the arrow next to data range and select the data for Clearwater. Click on the arrow one more time and then click on OK, and it will insert the spark line. Next. On the table worksheet, assign the name Budget to the table on the worksheet. Well, the first thing that you need to realize is when this question popped up, it opened up on the budget worksheet. The question asks you to do the table worksheet, so you have to click on Table. Next, you would click anywhere in the table, and that will bring up your Table Tools Design tab. After you click on the Table Tools Design tab, if you would look to the left, you'll see it says Table Name. What you are going to do is type Budget and then hit Enter on your keyboard. This table has now been named Budget. Number 3, use Autofill to add 12 months to row 2. Then use Autofill to fill the gym membership price of $10 a month through the month of December. So this has 2 tasks that you need to complete. First, let us do the autofill for the 12 months. You would select cell D2, which is March. You will place your cursor over the bottom right corner of the cell, and you will notice that your cursor changes from a fat plus sign to a skinny plus sign. You are now on the fill handle. Take the fill handle and drag it across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Why 12? Because it asked us to add 12 months. You will notice that we have ended on March. Release your mouse and everything populates for you. The second part is to fill the gym membership price of $10 through the month of December. We are going to use the same technique. You will select D3, go to the fill handle, and drag across to the month of December. And you will see that it populates across. Next. Number 4, insert a cell above cell A7. Then delete cell B2, shifting the remainder cells upward. So the first part is, this is cell A7 here, and we want to insert a cell above it. When you do that, it is going to shift the word total down to cell A8. So let's go ahead and get started. Select A7 on your Home tab in the Cells group. Select the drop-down arrow next to Insert and click on Insert Cell. And it is going to ask you, okay, we're going to insert the cell, but what would you like for us to do for the cells that are below it? And what we are going to do is we're going to shift them down. And when you do that, it inserts a cell above the word total. Second part, delete cell B2, shifting the remaining cells upward. So let's go to B2. So we've selected cell B2. We know this because in our name box, we see B2 there. So on the Home tab, in the Cells group, click the drop-down arrow next to Delete and delete cells. Now you're being asked, what do you want us to do with the cells below? Well, we want to shift them up. That's it. Number 5, set the cells in column A to allow for wrapping the text onto multiple lines. This is very useful when you have very long text and your columns are not wide enough. So what you're going to do is you are going to select column A on the Home tab in the Alignment group, select Wrapped Text. And that's it. Task is complete. Number 6, remove all conditional formatting from the current worksheet. So these cells right here have conditional formatting, and we have to remove the conditional formatting. So what you're going to do is on the Home tab in the Styles group, click the drop-down arrow below Conditional Formatting, and we are going to go to Clear Rules. And we will select Clear Rules from entire sheet. Why? Because the question asked us to remove all conditional formatting from the current worksheet. And you will notice that the conditional formatting, it has been removed. Hit Next. Number 7, insert 2 columns between December and January. Then insert 2 rows below the top row on the worksheet. So, since we are going to insert 2 columns between December and January, what we're going to do is we are going to select the column N as well as O. When we hit Insert Columns, it will insert 2 columns. Why? Because we have 2 columns highlighted to the left of January, thereby inserting 2 columns between December and January. So after you have selected columns N as well as O on your Home tab in the Cells group, Click the drop down arrow next to insert, and you are going to choose insert sheet columns. The next part of the task is insert 2 rows below the top row on the worksheet. So we select rows 2 and 3. Why? Because we want to select 2 rows, and where do we want to insert them? We want to insert them below row number 1. So Home tab, Cells group, drop down arrow next to insert, and we are going to choose insert sheet rows. There you have it. Number 8, copy the totals from row 38 on the January worksheet and paste just the values into cells B38 through M38 on the forecasting worksheet. So first, let's go to the January worksheet. Next, we're going to copy the totals from row 38. Here are the totals. I am going to select copy. Then I'm going to go to the forecasting worksheet. And we are going to paste them in B38. So let's go to B38. So we are now in B38. I am going to click the drop down under paste, and I am going to choose values. And you'll see that it has populated. Number 9, assign a named range name, tax rate to cell Q2. Okay, let's go to cell Q2. Here we are. What we are going to do is we are going to assign it a named range. The name is going to be tax rate. So in your name box, you are going to type tax rate. No spaces, all one word, and then hit enter on your keyboard. So now cell Q2 has the name tax rate. Hit next. Number 10, format the student budget heading as follows: Arial font, size 14, dark blue text, and a dark blue outline border. So first, let's select student budget. We're going to change the font to Arial. Next, the font size, 14. The text color, dark blue. We're going to do a border. So next to the border icon, drop down arrow, go to more borders. The color, one more time, dark blue. And we are going to choose the outline and hit OK. And you'll notice that it did the outline for you. Next. Number 11. Format the numbers for each category and city such that any number over 100 has a green fill with dark green text. Guys, this is a conditional formatting. So first, let's select the data. It wants us to select the numbers for each category and city. Well, the categories are morning, evening, senior, junior. And here are the cities: Clearwater, Dale Marbury, Downtown, and Dunedin. So let's select those numbers. We are on our Home tab. In the Styles group, we are going to click the drop-down arrow for conditional formatting. We are highlighting cells greater than, and they are greater than 100. And what do we want to do with those cells that are greater than 100? We want to make sure that they are highlighted as green fill with dark green text. Hit OK, and it's done. Number 12, center align the month heading in cell A3. Indent the total text in cell A8. Set the angle for the text in cell B3 to 30 degrees. So for this particular question, you actually have 3 different tasks that you must complete. Let's do task number 1. Center align the month heading in cell A3. So let's go to cell A3. Now we're going to center align, and that is the home tab, alignment, and here is the center align button right here. Click on that. Task number 2, indent the total text in cell A8. So here is cell A8, and we are going to increase indent. Third task, set the angle for the text box in B3 to 30 degrees. All right, so let's go to B3, and here is angle, but we're not just going to click on it. We are going to click on the drop down arrow, and we're going to go to format cell alignment, and this is where you would make that adjustment. Now you could have dragged it, or you can type it. Hit OK. And there it is. All 3 tasks have been completed for question number 12. Hit choose next. Number 13. Apply the 20% accent 1 themed cell style to the categories and monthly amounts on the current worksheet. Then apply the note style to the contents of cell A12. Well, here are the categories right here, and these are the monthly amounts. They're already selected for you. So what you have to do is on the home tab in the styles group, you are going to click the drop down arrow under cell styles. And the one that you're going to choose is 20% accent 1. But you're not finished. Next, you're going to choose cell A12, and you are going to apply the note style. So one more time, home tab, styles group, drop down arrow under cell styles, and choose note. The task is complete. Number 14. Merge and center the student budget heading across columns A through M. Well, here's student budget here, and we are going to go all the way across to column M, and with the click of one button, merge and center found on your home tab, it does it for you. Clear the formatting from the months on the current worksheet. So let's select the months. Under the home tab in your editing group, you are going to click the drop down arrow for the eraser. And what it wants us to do is it doesn't want us to delete what's in the cell. It just wants us to clear the formatting. So what we're going to do is we are going to choose clear formats. Task is complete. We are almost done. Number 16. Change the format for the numbers in cells B4 through M6 to show with dollar signs and decimal points with 2 numbers after the decimal point. So the trick that I taught you last week, since I'm going to deal with a range, I am going to type B 4 colon M6 and hit enter on my keyboard. When I do that, it selects that whole range for me. Now I can work with the range. I am going to go to the Home tab, and in the number group, you are simply going to click on the $sign. When you do that, it is going to apply the $sign, the decimal point, and you will have 2 numbers after the decimal point. Last question. Paint the format of cell B3 to cells C3 and D3. So let's first go to cell B3. So we have cell B3 here, and you'll notice that the month is in an angle. Remember that 30%, that 30-degree angle that we did before? Well, we're going to apply it to cells C3 and D3. Now, because we are applying this format to more than one area, what we're going to do is we are going to double click on the format painter. When we double click on the format painter, that allows us to apply that formatting to more than one area. So I am going to click on C3 and drag over to D3. When I do that, you'll notice that it applied the formatting automatically to both cells simultaneously, meaning at the same time. And now we click next. And we submit. Click OK. Click OK. And there you have it. A perfect 100. This has been a review of LearnKey Excel 2019 Session 2 Post Assessment, and I hope that you found this very helpful, and feel free to review this video as many times as you need to. Thank you and have a wonderful day. See you guys for week 3.